Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Kotobukiya ARTFX statue of Batgirl. A new release from the folks over at Kotobukiya. A beautiful, beautiful looking piece. This is a 1/10 scale, a pre-painted figurine. And for those who have been collecting the Kotobukiya 1/10 statues, they've done actually quite a substantial amount of them. This is a great addition to that collection. Or really more importantly, if you've been collecting Batgirl memorabilia, then this is a great addition to those pieces as well. Speaking of Batgirl, on the side, some really nice artwork of Batgirl there as well. Craftsmanship Kotobukiya indicated down below, DC Comics indicated at the top right-hand corner. On the back, nice gold translucent packaging with the Batgirl logo on the front there. 1/10 scale pre-painted figure, Batgirl indicated down there as well. On the underside, recommended for ages over 14 years of age. It says also product contains functional sharp edges or points. Exercise care during unpacking and assembly. And for everything, if you want to check out more from the folks over at Kotobukiya, you can head over to www.kotobukiya.co.jp. You can also head over to www.kotous.com as well. Spot is super excited, can't wait to get this opened up and out of packaging. When we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Kotobukiya 1/10 scale pre-painted Batgirl. Don't go anywhere, guys, there's more heading your way. Stay tuned. Immediately getting Batgirl out of packaging, you have a straight black display stand. On the underside, trademark DC Comics. And also you have Batgirl herself in the statue. And the reason why Spot wanted to shoot this part of the video was I just want to show you the care that they put into packaging their statues, that when you get them out of packaging, you still have to take them out of the baggie, just to kind of keep everything pristine, prevent anything from breaking or getting scuffed. So I definitely appreciate the fact that they would put everything in plastic like this just to kind of keep Batgirl protected as long as possible before you finally have her displayed on the display shelf. Equally, Kotobukiya have also put a plastic film in between the statue's legs and the back section of the cape to prevent it, and again, any further rub when you get the figure out of packaging. So I also really appreciate that they've done that just to keep it as pristine and protected as possible before I'm ready to put her on display. One thing to note as well is on the underside of Batgirl's feet are two magnets. That's because the display stand is not just a straight black display stand like we initially had looked at, but it is also magnetized. So it will allow you to display Batgirl, and you don't have to worry at all that she's going to fall at all when you have her out on display. It's a beautiful touch, and though it's not a perfectly strong magnet, it's strong enough that she's not going to fall over. The other Kotobukiya 1/10 pre-painted statues, Batgirl is presented in almost an anime style to her. The face definitely has anime inspirations, I would say, to the facial sculpt, but still very rooted in North American comics as well. Love the flow of hair as well. And indicated by the packaging with the very sharp edges, there are a few sharp points, more so I would say in the hair area of Batgirl. When you get down to things such as her cape also are a little sharp on the edges. So of course some caution when displaying and when taking her out of packaging. More importantly too, I would say be very careful handling the hair, taking her out of packaging, that none of the hair itself breaks off. But really a phenomenal piece. I love this kind of shiny black paint that they've put in the body torso there, and it's accented very nicely by this gold. And it's a lighter gold too, more of a yellow gold, which matches perfectly to the way that she is being presented in comics. Also, the interior of the cape, if you guys can hopefully see that all right, is kind of like a pearl opal design, like a pearlesque, purple pearlesque coloring on the inside there. The cape isn't a solid black. In fact, it's a lighter matte black, which I think shows well when you have it behind the shinier black that they've used for the body itself. But again, as for the face, it's a really decent looking face of her. And I think to give an anime design to a lot of the characters, I find like, especially like the female characters, when the Kotobukiya statues are released of the female figures, like Wonder Woman and stuff like that, the figures translate well in statue form. I also really like the pose that they've put her in as well. A very casual stance for Batgirl. One hand on the side of her hip, the other hand grabbing onto her Batgirl utility belt. Really, all of it comes together very nicely indeed. Also, little added details there as well. She's got this nice silver kind of like armor, interior under armor on the side of her suit, which carries into the front of her arms and also carries into the inside area of her thighs as well. She is not a tall piece by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, she is a very smaller piece, but that's the beauty. The one thing I really like about the 1/10 scale figures is that they're small enough that if you are hoping to collect more of them, and I definitely want to be collecting more of these, that you can have quite a number of them on the shelf. 1/10 scale means that you really have a good amount of room to accommodate figures, even on their display stands. You have a lot of space to accommodate the figures versus like the 1/16 scale and one of the taller scale statues. A lot of maquettes, for example, tend to be a very large piece that you can only put so many on them on the shelf before you're taking up a lot of space. With the 1/10 statues, for example, you can have a lot of these on display and present them very well by having numerous of them, having several of them sitting on the shelf, standing one next to the other, and you can present them very, very well indeed. It's definitely a gorgeous piece. I'm super thrilled I was able to pick her up. I'm also really thrilled too the fact that she has the magnetized feet that, unless you're banging it like Butterfingers just did, she definitely is a great figure that she's not going to topple over, being that she's on the magnetized stand. Batgirl should be available in most comic book stores, so I would say if you get a chance, and also really support your local comic book stores when you have that opportunity too. But check your local comic book stores. She should be available now, and this figure definitely has me super excited to pick up more 1/10 scale pre-painted statues. Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the Kotobukiya 1/10 scale pre-painted statue of Batgirl. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.